Welcome to my channel. Life is relationships. Some women are unable to conceal their true selves.
1. Core meaning. The triumph of authenticity.
At its heart, the statement speaks to the inescapable nature of a person's core identity. It suggests that no matter how hard a woman might try to conform, please others, or fit into a prescribed mold, her fundamental character, her intelligence, passion, humor, strength, vulnerability, or even her weirdness, will eventually surface. This true self is a combination of inherent temperament, her natural disposition, e.g., introverted or extroverted, sensitive or resilient. Core values, her deeply held beliefs about what is important, right, and meaningful. Authentic passions and talents, the things she genuinely loves and is good at, as opposed to those she feels she should pursue. Unconscious drives, the desires and motivations that operate beneath the surface of conscious thought. The inability to conceal is not always a conscious act of rebellion, often, it's a subconscious leakage of authenticity. 2. The why, the pressure to conceal in the first place.
To understand the significance of being unable to conceal, we must first understand why so many women feel the need to. This pressure stems from a long history of patriarchal expectations and rigid gender roles. Socialization. From a young age, girls are often socialized to be polite, accommodating, nurturing, and less assertive. They may be rewarded for being nice, and discouraged from being bossy or loud. Professional double binds. In the workplace, women often face a double bind. If they are assertive, they can be seen as aggressive or difficult. If they are collaborative and gentle, they can be seen as lacking leadership potential. This creates immense pressure to perform a carefully calibrated version of femininity. The perfect woman, ideal, media and culture often promote an idealized, and often impossible, image of a woman who is successful in her career, a perfect mother, an attentive partner, and eternally youthful and composed. Safety and survival. In some environments, concealing one's true opinions, intelligence, or sexuality is a matter of physical or emotional safety, a way to avoid conflict, harassment, or ostracization. 3. How the true self manifests. The inability to conceal.
A. In personal life and relationships. The failure of the facade can manifest in various ways, ranging from subtle to explosive. A. In personal life and relationships. The eruption of emotion. After years of keeping the peace, a sudden, passionate outburst over something seemingly small reveals a deep well of previously suppressed anger, sadness, or frustration. The emergence of weird passions. The meticulously put-together PTA mom who can no longer hide her obsession with death metal, fantasy role-playing games, or insect taxonomy. Her authentic interests burst through the curated image. Boundary setting. A chronic people-pleaser suddenly and firmly says no, revealing a core self that values her own time and energy over constant approval. Authentic humor. A woman who has presented as demure and proper finally feels comfortable enough to reveal her sharp, sarcastic, or raunchy sense of humor.
B. In the professional sphere. Unconventional leadership. A female leader abandons the Iron Lady persona and leads with her natural empathy and collaboration, achieving better results and gaining genuine loyalty. Speaking out. Remaining silent in meetings becomes impossible. Her expertise and contrarian ideas force their way out, challenging the status quo and revealing her true intellectual caliber. Creative expression. An employee in a rigid corporate job starts incorporating her artistic sensibility into her presentations or problem solving, revealing a different way of thinking that sets her apart. C. As a form of resilience and liberation.
The midlife unraveling. Often around midlife, the energy required to maintain the facade depletes. Women like Glenna, a pseudonym from Brené Brown's research, famously quit their inauthentic lives, not with a crisis, but with a quiet, firm realization. I am not going to live like this anymore. Radical self-acceptance. A woman decides to stop hiding her body, her past, her mental health struggles, or her queer identity. This is not an act of concealment failing, but of her consciously choosing to stop participating in it.
4. Cultural and literary archetypes. This concept is a powerful theme in stories and mythology. The manic pixie dream girl, deconstruction. This trope often involves a woman who initially appears as a quirky accessory to a male protagonist, but her true, complex, and often troubled self eventually emerges, shattering the idealized image. The witch or the sorceress. A woman whose power, her true self, is so potent it cannot be contained by societal norms, leading her to be feared and ostracized. Jane Eyre, her famous quote, "I am no bird, and no net ensnares me," is a declaration of her true, unconquerable self, which she refuses to conceal even for love or security. Edna Pontellier in The Awakening, her true self, her desires and artistic spirit, slowly awakens and becomes impossible to conceal within the confines of her role as a wife and mother in late 19th century society.
5. The consequences, both positive and negative. Positive outcomes. The inability to conceal one's true self is a watershed moment with profound consequences. Positive outcomes. Liberation and relief. The immense psychological burden of performing a role is lifted. Deeper relationships. She attracts people who love her for who she truly is, leading to more authentic and fulfilling connections. Increased power and influence. Her unique perspective and talents can now be fully utilized, often leading to greater creativity and success. Personal integrity. Living in alignment with one's values brings a profound sense of peace and self-respect. Negative risks.
Social and professional backlash. She may be labeled disruptive, hysterical, unprofessional, or difficult. Rejection. Friends, family, or partners who were invested in the facade may withdraw. Internal turmoil. The initial phase can be accompanied by grief for the easier life she had before, and anxiety about the unknown path ahead.
Conclusion. Some women are unable to conceal their true selves, is ultimately a statement about the indomitable force of human authenticity. It highlights the specific, intense pressures women face to contort themselves to fit societal molds and celebrates the moment when the authentic self, like a seed breaking through concrete, proves stronger than the constraints placed upon it. It is not about a choice to be rebellious, but rather the fundamental impossibility of forever silencing one's own soul. The statement is a testament to the courage it takes to be seen, and a recognition that a life lived authentically, despite its challenges, is the only one truly worth living. Thank you so much for spending your precious time with me today. If this video added a little light to your day, consider subscribing to join our growing family. Your support means the world, and I can't wait to share more with you.